this life, gotta make your own deals, chase your own thrills, pay your own bills. On the outer loop, sitting on chrome wheels, phone synced up to the newest chrome bills. On air, who cares if it's right or wrong? I just care which guests they invited on. Without a minute to stall, and there was liquor involved with some hype songs. And the night is young. Right on cue, the talking begins, and we check out what Steve Bills got on the blends. A bit grimy, a backdrop from the late 80s to the mid 90s, till it finally takes us to a rhythm that works. And KCromozone spits a verse that he didn't rehearse. Both flex skills, proving it's all in. So gather round for the newest installment, Chrome Bills. Episode number one. Phase one. Episode 111. Coming to you live, Chrome Bills, with special guest, DJ Cam 3. And I call him Cam 3 because I believe this is his third time on the show, fittingly on episode 1.
What up?
It's third time, right? Third time. I think you were one of the first guests.
It's the third time.
Third time's a charm.
Listen, there's always a first time for a third time. I think you're the first person we've had on 3 times.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm honored.
You're not sick of us yet?
I'm not sick.
All right.
I would be on here a lot more than you guys probably would like.
Okay. It's good to know.
I said it.
So right out the gate, what are we listening to here?
This is Mystery Sound Recordings Compilation Volume 1. And this is one of the producers / MCs, Rhino. The song is called Dregs.
Dregs?
Dregs.
This shit is hard right here.
Thank you.
Tight.
Now, where can people get this?
You can get it at mysterysoundrecordings.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
All right.
And we're also selling CDs at Dovecote Cafe, and you can also buy them from us at Baltimore Record Bazaar.
Okay.
On
Now,
October 23rd.
One of the things, I know I mentioned this on a previous episode of Chrome Bills, all of which are available on SoundCloud and iTunes. We're also opening up a YouTube channel. But one of the things that I love about Mystery Sound Recordings is your Instagram account.
Oh, thank you.
You pull some ill pics, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I get most of that stuff from Tumblr.
Okay.
And I just follow some ill people, and I'm like, that looks cool, let me post it. And, Mystery Sound Recordings were, on some like other shit.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I just try to find stuff that inspires us and other people too. So
visual representations of
Absolutely.
the psychedelic nature.
And
of the music.
Cam, are you?
Okay. There's some
are
common
you running
themes.
the Instagram account solely? Nice.
I am.
Good
Yes.
to know.
Yes.
Inquiring minds want to know. Steve, what were you about to say?
I was gonna say there's some common themes on the artwork that you choose though.
What
It's
is
like space. I see a lot of space images.
Yeah.
A lot of like technology mixed with nature pictures and
Right.
things of that nature.
Right.
Things of that nature.
Man and machine.
Man versus machine.
Things of that robotic nature. Now, tell us a little bit more about what Mystery Sound Recordings is all about.
So it's a bunch of guys that I've known for a long time, and we've been talking about having a collective for the longest time. And on the last time I was on here, like what does it take to run the label? And I was
Right.
like, I have a website.
Right.
I was wrong. I was completely
Oh, you were wrong. It is much more difficult.
It's so much more. That if you want to half-ass it, then yeah, that's what you say. And it's a lot harder than that. We have a lot of meetings.
Okay.
We talk about what kind of things we want to do. We talk about release schedules, who wants to release what, and trying to do it right. So we're having a lot of merch now. We're getting heavily involved in restaurants and coffee shops and providing like custom music for their venues.
That's what's up.
And we're trying to pick some places that are not very mainstreamy type of places,
right,
that will embrace our steez, I guess.
Okay.
Dovecote Cafe has been very accommodating to us, and we DJ there often. And
that's in
Is
Baltimore.
that the spot? Don't you have a weekly spot on Saturdays or something like that?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's Dovecote.
awesome.
Yep. And they're really cool people. They are super open to anything we want to do, and it's great, and it's like right around the corner from my house, so I can just walk there.
That's money.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now, are you going? You bringing crates? You bringing Serato and a thumb drive?
both.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you make that walk with the crates, so that's when the car comes in.
that's where the car comes in.
Okay. Okay. Your son's getting old enough. At some point, he'll be able to help you carry
I know.
crates.
I can't wait. It
Yeah.
can't come soon enough.
How you putting together playlists there? Is it like, are you trying to rock the crowd? Or are you trying to intrigue the crowd?
So we haven't talked a whole lot about this because we're going back and forth with the owners about what kind of things they want. But something I can say about it is they wanted us to have like playlists in quotes for different moods
Okay.
of their coffee shop.
Okay.
So the moods were
Caffeinated.
midday, evening, and weekend.
Okay.
So we pick a whole bunch of
Pitbull song.
we just pick a whole bunch of stuff that we think will intrigue people without scaring them away. Like,
Okay.
this is too weird for me,
Right.
but just weird enough to the point where they're like, "What is this playing?"
Right.
How what? Where
And you
can
can't
I-"
come in with like Annie up at 8 o'clock in the morning.
You can't. You can't. Not at all.
Why not?
Yeah.
Unless I ran the coffee shop.
Right.
But it's really cool. It's really cool. I like putting all the stuff together, and we're presenting them with drafts and stuff. But it's a great partnership, number one, and it gives us the creativity to do like almost whatever we want.
Who sets that up? I mean, does everybody on the label have specific roles, or is it a co-op?
So it is a co-op. We all do like particular tasks. So Jehu Worldwise, he is kind of like our front man, and he does a lot of interfacing with these people. He's really good at it too, and so he's been handling that.
Jehu, he's an awesome dude.
He
Peace to
really
him.
is. He really is. Like, it's insane how much he's inspired like my life.
Yeah.
Aside from music and stuff, but so Rhino, he's a graphic artist by trade. He does all of our album art.
Okay.
And I do all the mixing and mastering.
Okay.
And all of like the logistics of the label. So I make sure we get all our meetings. I pitch ideas, and everyone else also pitches ideas. But I also try to corral all music, and I think of what kind of projects we can put out together, and release them in a logical way that makes sense for the music landscape and for us, and realistic goals and timelines and things like that. And I think that's what helps us be successful. So
tell us what you've released so far and what you've got in the works.
So actually on our Bandcamp page we have 27
Holy
albums.
shit.
What? Your label's like how old?
It's 2014.
Okay.
So
Holy shit.
Busy.
and so just this year we released the compilation Volume 1. We have released DJ Superstar, his solo album. We released Blackadin. He's a new member of the group. 2 albums by him a month ago. And at the end of September, we're going to release Soul Funky Volume 2. And on Halloween, we're going to release Mystery Sound Compilation Volume 2.
Okay.
And I'm sure there's some other things for the end of the year, but we haven't planned those yet.
Okay. Well, you better.
Good Lord.
And these are all producers, right?
Absolutely. Yep. We're
Okay.
all producers.
But you said Rhino was an MC as well?
Yeah, Rhino's MC.
Okay.
Justin, he's an MC producer,
Okay.
beatboxer, graffiti artist, breakdancer. He does it all.
Damn.
And he's extremely talented. And it's not like an inch deep, mile wide sort
Right.
of thing.
Uh-huh.
Like
Right.
he knows a
Mile
lot.
deep, mile wide.
Exactly. I mean, he's like, forming like Voltron.
Right.
And happens to be the head.
Anytime I've ever been around him, I was like, this is an impressive dude. He's like a professional psychiatrist, right?
Yeah, he's a clinical psychologist.
Psychologist.
Yeah.
That's,
He's crazy. I mean,
does he not sleep? That's like quite
no,
a...
he doesn't. He doesn't. I mean, no, he does, but he's so far beyond anyone I know in most realms. I feel like sometimes he only gives me bits of information he thinks I can take at a
He's
time.
like, you can't
know
feed a
what I
baby
mean?
steak.
So you really, exactly, and that, and I embrace that wholeheartedly. But I feel very fortunate to be working with these guys because they're such a good group of guys, and we're all on the same page. And I'm glad we were able to get all of this together because we had tried to do this, 3 or 4 times in the past, and it didn't really work out as well. Mm-hmm. And I think now that we're a little older and we're not so heavily trying to make music our career, it's a lot more enjoyable. Yeah. We all have day jobs and we're successful and we do this for fun, and we're also taking it serious at the same time. Right. So we try not to have any like pressure on anyone. Everything is pretty loose, and it's a very democratic process. Yeah. If anyone has ideas, we talk about it and see if we can make it better or
it sounds like a really motivated, organized version of this podcast. Like constructive meetings with agendas.
Not just a text thread.
Right. 9 o'clock, right? Sure. Cool. You getting beer? Sure.
9:45.
Can we smoke a cigarette before we start this episode?
I'm going to play a couple beats in the background. Since we're talking about music, let me just drop some
Go
shit.
for it. Yeah.
Word.
Now, is it hard for you to accept that when you say you're not trying to make music as a career, was that a hard realization to have whenever you had it? Or were you always sort of...
I think I was always sort of not banking on music being my career.
It's the engineer in you.
It is. It totally is, because when I was growing up, I wanted to go to music school, and my folks were like, nah.
Right.
They were like, you can save up and buy whatever equipment you want. You can save up and buy records. You can do all that stuff, but you need something.
Yeah. You need money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
tell me about it.
Some days I'm like, where could I have gone?
Right.
And then some days I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't. But also, it's like, what if I had dumped all of my time and energy into it, and I would still be at the same place?
Right.
And also,
that you don't mean like artistic achievements. You mean like financially.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know people who have done that. They've put all types of money and energy into it and have little return.
Right.
And they're dope.
Right.
And that is more upsetting than anything that I do.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's a thing.
Well, you and I made a record, the two of us, in 2010 called Broken Clock, Skeleton Key.
Yeah.
And that was when you were still living in Gaithersburg, right?
I was, yep.
That's a great album. You did all the cuts, the mixing, the mastering, a handful of beats. That was a great experience.
That was fun. That was really fun.
And then we also did an album with Chuck, Jason, who did the beats from Educated Consumers, and you did some beats, and it's called First Name Basis.
I had so
That's
much
a great
fun.
record, yeah.
The recording sessions.
Oh, my
with
God.
Barack,
Oh, yeah. Barack, the homie.
We were in tears.
I would say of all the releases that I've been a part of, that one is the most slept on. Because like if you go back and listen to it, it's a very concise, complete package of a record. There's no skippers. It's kind of all over the place too, though, where like it's not one sound. It's perfectly organized. It's one of the projects I'm the most proud of, to be honest.
I agree.
It's a little ahead of its time, too, in that, like, I think it was right before records started to get shorter and shorter as Spotify and everything became available. I think it's like 12. I think it clocks in at like 35, 40 minutes, something like that. But great record.
I was running out of
people should buy
running out of songs to do over. Like sometimes when I'm working with the band, they'll be trying to find music, and I won't write to everything, so I'll just be like using old rhymes just to see if something could work, and then if it works, I'll use something new. I was running out of verses to do that with, so the other day I was listening to it, and I used like my verse from Civilized and a verse from like another track.
That's dope. Another thing to piggyback off of that, not just the projects and how awesome the recording sessions were, but the shows we had were dope too, like the Strathmore shows. I had such a great time at those shows. It was just ram-packed.
That was the second of 3 sold-out shows at Strathmore.
Yeah. Right.
Little known fact, I was at those shows.
Were you at all 3?
No.
There was a good show at Sonar.
In fact,
too.
you were
There
at
was a
none
show
of the
at
shows.
Sonar on my birthday. God, probably 3 years ago, 4 years ago now, 5 years ago. Shit, when was all this? 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
That was tight. I think I was standing behind your mom. And when you were cutting, your mom was like, "That's my son."
Yeah.
The way he said it sounded like a diss. He's like, I was standing behind your mom.
No, it wasn't like that. Yeah, you know what? That didn't come out right.
I was naked.
She was
too.
proud.
Mhm.
She was proud.
Mhm.
You were cutting it up furiously on the stage. Yes.
Speaking of proud, Cam has a new son to be proud of.
I do.
1 year anniversary. You got a kid. Things are going well for you.
Very well. I couldn't be happier,
Okay.
and I haven't been able to say that often in my life.
Good. You deserve it.
Thank you.
You're a great
Oh yeah,
guy.
well deserved. Well deserved.
Was there a time when you were in a poor spirits in your life?
Oh, absolutely.
Really? I feel like every
a
time I
lot.
met you, you've always been like just pretty even keel.
You know, when you're out in public, you know.
Don't
Hey, let me
don't
tell you why
mistake.
my life sucks. What's your name again?
Don't-
Now some people will do that though, right?
No,
Some
Cam
people will
has
tell you-
perseverance. He has perseverance and stick-to-itiveness, but that doesn't mean the shit hurts any less. Right?
Right. Right.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
I
man.
mean, just like anybody, you know, we have our problems and
Highs and lows.
all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But you're doing good now.
Absolutely.
Little man he's a joy to be around, smiling at everybody.
I know.
Your mom couldn't have been prouder. She was holding him. She,
I know.
I thought you. Yeah, my bad. Your mom.
He's like, Cam's gonna be like, let's get off moms. I just got off.
I'm trying to give compliments, man.
I know. But yeah, no, he's a very good kid. He's
Is he on the label yet, or would you put him to work?
Is
What
he
do you-
producing?
What's he doing? Yeah.
I'm like you said earlier, I'm trying to build up his arm muscles
Right, right.
and carry crepes.
Right, right.
If you had to pick a hip hop element for him to excel in, knowing that egos are for MCs,
Jeez.
coming soon.
I don't know. It's tough to say because I would like him to be his own person. I wouldn't want to like interject the shit that I want him to be, you
Right.
know. So,
Right.
of course I would want him to be a DJ and shit, but you know, DJs are like hermit type people and I don't want that for anybody else.
Hoarders.
Right.
Hoarders of some sort.
The way he was smiling at everybody, though, I feel like he'd be like a good promoter. Like you could take the smile that he was already showing and just put that on a flyer. But like I would go to that party.
Yeah, but promoters,
Yeah, I want some bullshit.
yeah,
Yeah, a lot of times.
right.
Ladies free, $50 minimum.
You think promoters have a bigger ego than MCs?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the level of unrealistic grandiosity is probably bigger among promoters than MCs. Now, just like any other walk of life, you got your bullshitters and you got your people that actually like do things. And I think promoters, that lends itself to being on some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
Because they feel like they're putting you on.
Right, right.
Like I'm getting you on this bill.
right. Here's a free pass to my event
Uh-huh.
where there's not going to be anybody and I need you to spend $100.
Uh-huh.
Like that's a promoter.
Right.
That's pretty much on their resume.
And then club owners are then a step up above that.
Hey, it's interesting because I feel like club owners, you're not a club owner for long. If you're at some point, you got to be turning a profit, and that's not an easy environment to make a profit.
I would never want to get into that business.
No
Me either.
restaurant. You don't want to open the Chrome Bills restaurant.
My dad actually owns a bar. I don't know if you knew that.
That's right. He
Does he?
does. Yeah, but
He
he's
does not like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But they do what? They've been around for a long time.
They've
right?
been around for a while.
Where's
He
the
bought
bar?
it.
Do you
It's
wanna
in
talk about it?
it's on the bay, on the west shores of the bay.
Yeah,
I'll say it like
but
that.
they got like they're turning a profit every year.
Yeah, they do well.
Because I remember it's near my parents have a place down in that towards that area.
Right.
And I think my dad's actually been in there before.
Really?
If there's a bar,
Wherever
Uh-huh.
my dad is, he's going to end up at.
Your dad likes to
he
toss
likes to
it back
drink,
a little
man.
bit.
Likes to drink.
What's your dad's drink of choice?
Vodka.
Oh, really?
So my man is
I was
from.
not expecting you to say that.
He's from. Oh, check this out. He's
Your
from.
dad's a Russian woman.
Well, he's from Youngstown, Ohio.
Okay.
And so when he was growing up, it was during the Cold War. So he went to Georgetown for law. He went to Maryland and then
Uh-huh.
Georgetown for law school.
Uh-huh.
But he also had a major in Russian history. So during the Cold War, the law firm he was working at, they'd be like, yo, like, we need you to go over and have these conversations because you speak Russian.
Wow.
And make sure we're not getting fucked over, if I understand correctly what he was telling me. So he spent quite a bit of time over in, like, Siberia And he, I mean,
Wow.
That's
I think
what you
growing
do.
up,
You drink vodka
growing
over
up
there
in
to stay warm.
Youngstown, I think whatever it was he was on before.
Yeah.
Once he got over there, it was vodka. There's been times like he's a hardworking dude. He's a great provider. I love my dad, and I don't want you to get the wrong impression.
Yeah.
But there's been more than one time
Well, he'll just be walking around and pull a fifth of vodka out of his pocket.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
and like not like chug the whole thing, but like take a nip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm talking about any time
Are
of
you
day.
sure it's a fifth or a 375?
What's the
A
one
fifth
that
is
like?
pretty big. A fifth is
Okay,
like the
maybe-
size of a wine bottle.
My apologies then.
Chug.
It's not. You're right. It's not a fifth. It's
Straighten
Which, by
him
the
out,
way,
Chuck.
was the
Chuck, straighten
greatest
him out.
imagery / my
Right?
future.
I was like, how big are his pockets?
right, hey.
It must
Jack
be.
got
It must
the
be
old
the
cargo
pint.
pants on.
Yeah.
Like
the
a little
pint.
flask looking.
Yeah, it's a little flask looking
Okay.
thing.
Huh.
Shit.
I just blew up his spot.
Yeah.
It's all good.
He'll be trying to case the judge will just hit play on this episode.
Too much vodka will make you do funny things, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Like
Tequila and vodka.
not.
Those two.
We're not exactly going to be covering new ground, but I do feel like it's worth
Okay,
talking about
you're right.
bourbon. No,
You're
I'm
right.
not. I don't.
No, you're right.
I feel like we should go down this
No,
road.
we don't need to.
Bourbon will make you a little ornery. You know what I mean?
I get the warm and fuzzies with bourbon.
Okay. What does vodka make you do?
Angry.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
I think I get the anger with the maybe it was a Red Bull vodka. You just get fired up.
Wait, I always felt like that was a tough combination because it was like just a Red Bull by itself will get you pretty hype.
Yeah.
And then you add the vodka to remove the inhibition.
It's dangerous right
So
there.
you're energetic and don't give a fuck what you do.
Yeah, you feel like you can run through a wall off that stuff, dude.
Right.
What about you, Cam? I'm looking at you. What are the effects on you?
I can drink anything,
Okay.
and it's all right.
And you're such a chill dude.
Right.
Okay.
But I know people who can't take dark
Yeah,
liquors.
yeah.
I know people who can't take tequila.
Yeah.
And they just turn into a completely different
Tequila
person.
is something that can mess with your brain too,
Right,
man.
yeah,
right.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think with the dark liquors like that, it's whatever they age the alcohol in. 'Cause
Okay.
when alcohol gets distilled, it's all clear for the most part. And then whatever
This is true.
they age it in, it soaks in all of the
The anger.
stuff. Yeah, it's the anger from the whiskey.
What is that?
barrels.
Oak?
It's
No,
the
just
hate
pure.
oak.
It was
Yeah,
just.
it was a hate
It was
tree.
a sphere of emotion, anger, just floating in the ether. Chuck, I've never known you to be to get a little feisty off anything. Do they have effects on you one way or the other?
I've thought about this discussion for several years, and what I've come to is that I actually think the effect is relatively the same. It's that the way that certain alcohol is digested is why people associate it with certain things. Example being tequila, usually taken in shots.
Right.
Right? Usually a lot of shots.
You're not slow playing tequila.
Rarely, other than Jameson, is a brown liquor taken as quickly as someone would take tequila, right? And tequila also, as you drink it, begins to not taste like alcohol at all. So you're just like, yeah, fuck it, another shot.
Yeah.
And then that's where everyone has a tequila story where they've ended up sick. And it's for that reason. It's like, oh, this is good. I mean, I remember putting a fifth down with just one other person.
Oh.
And waking up the next day.
Put
It
you
was
down.
School night, waking up the next day at 11 a.m. in my bed, realizing I was supposed to go to work at 8 a.m.
Oh.
That's pretty interesting. So you think like the way people talk about tequila and dark liquors is like a social construct?
Not the well. No, it's
Because
more
it's-
that it's just you're in tune. Like I think that if you took 15 shots of vodka over the span of 2.5 hours, you'd feel the same as if you took
Right.
15 shots of tequila.
Right.
It's just that normally with vodka, you're like, oh, what am I doing? A little vodka soda, a little bit of this, Whereas bourbon's the one is where it's like, oh, I drink it straight, but then I'm slow sipping it. So that's where that's sort of like, oh, I'm chilling, but I'm a little feisty.
Right.
I think it kind of fits right in with that like nice even keel of drunken intensity.
I went to a show last weekend. Zach Brown Band. Actually, are you guys familiar with him?
No.
He's a country singer. Actually, for whatever reason, every time.
He's like one of the most famous country singers
Right.
of all time.
Right.
Yes.
So on
We're like,
Access
yeah, I think I
TV,
heard of him.
whenever I'd like be watching Access TV, I'd come across one of his shows, and 20 minutes into it, I was like, God, I'm still watching this. This guy's pretty impressive. So last Friday, I got offered a ticket, and I went, right? I started drinking at like 4, and then I got home probably like 2 in the morning. At no time did I feel wrecked. I was drinking a couple different things, but I was like, I'm good. The next morning I woke up, I was like dry heaving and all shit, and I was like, yo, I can't remember the last time I had a drink of water. Oh, you know what I mean?
You were just pumping it through your veins.
Well, you go for. I met up at my friend's house, and then we drove out to a restaurant. The restaurant didn't bring water with like all the other stuff. So then you go to.
We went at the show. Is it Jiffy Lube Live?
They had 24-ounce cans of beer, right? But if you wanted to get 2 of them at a time, which kind of made sense because of the lines and everything,
They had to open them both at the same time.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
second,
yeah.
the second
yeah.
half of that second one,
Yeah.
not good times. So that Bud Light Platinum on a hot night with no water.
Nasty.
But I think my point being like, whenever I get real hungover from something or something fucks me up, a lot of times it's because I'm not like, every other drink, let me also down like 8 ounces of water. You know what I mean?
What is the logic of having to open both at the same time? Let's think about this,
you
because
can't
one
sell
is
them.
like
They don't want you to sell it to somebody else.
I don't know about that because then you could walk to the end of the line and be like, I literally just bought this. It's
Yeah.
fucking just as cold
Could
as
it
it
be
was.
a weapon at that point? 'Cause
Could
you
be a
hit
weapon.
I was
somebody.
wondering if it was the weapon thing, that if you could throw
Yeah.
if you throw a
Fuck
full
you,
beer that
Zach.
was open,
You, Zach Brown.
half of it
That's his name.
be
Zach
gonna be
Brown.
Zach Red.
Yeah.
Is there a jug in this band name?
No.
It's not the Zach Brown Jug Band, is it?
No.
Okay.
But at one point, I mean, it goes to show you like why he's in front of 25,000 people.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, let's listen to my podcast. At one point, it was like 6 of them. The way the stage is set up, it almost looks like a dick and balls. So like, imagine like the band members come out onto the shaft, and so they're into the crowd. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait.
Jiffy
like,
Lube. So there's
yeah.
the
The
stage.
band members playing the shaft.
Right. There's
Okay.
the
It's
like-
stage.
it's like
and then there's
MTV
he
Spring
sings
Break.
off a ball.
yeah. There's like an extended part like going into the crowd.
And he sings on the balls.
No, like they're all
No,
on
he's
the
at the
shaft.
tip of the shaft.
Oh, he's at the tip of the shaft.
shaft.
He's at the.
No, but they had a
He's
dude
at the
playing a
urethra.
fucking washboard, a
He's
dude
at the-
playing a jug,
Uh-huh.
and like they'd zoom in on the camera.
This sounds terrible, man.
It was unbelievable. They were so talented.
Huh?
They were so talented.
I'm not
I'm gonna
buying
quit
it.
rap and do country music from now on.
What is
That's,
this?
that's
what
what
is
that's what failed rock stars do.
name
Yeah,
the
that's
name?
true.
What? Do country?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kid Rock. If you're like Hootie and the Blowfish, that guy.
Yeah.
do some
He's
country.
killing it.
Yeah, he is.
Nelly's killing it.
Is Nelly doing
Sing,
country?
sing, hell yeah.
Oh my
What?
God.
No,
I think so, man. I
No
think Nelly
way.
has a country album, dude.
Chuck,
Please
fact-
cue up a
fact check
Nelly
that.
Fact check
country.
I mean, if I was Nelly, I would. Where else?
Hold up.
What else are you gonna do?
Hold on,
Right.
we're about to listen to
Where
this
else
shit
you
on the
gonna go?
podcast.
I don't wanna-
seriously,
I don't wanna listen to
I'm
this.
never
There's nowhere
been
to go
so
but up.
interested in
Can
something
you
in
hear
my
like?
life.
I don't even
let's-
want to hear it.
I want to hear it for
I
like
really
30
don't.
seconds. My phone just died. All right,
It
I'm
auto
fucking
completes
up.
and says
Yeah.
country
So did
country
you.
grammar. Country grammar is not
Yo, country
shitty.
grammar could have been a.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that's close, right?
I'm if he doesn't
Ooh,
have a song
Nelly
called
over
Country
in-
Grammar and Nelly is now a country artist, he's just
Yeah.
he's just not.
Yeah.
Steve, I want to bring something up, and this is
Oh,
going to be
man.
it's going
Get
to
it.
border on a
Get it.
rant.
Let's
but
go.
Not
Let's
quite,
go.
But
Let's
not
go.
quite. But I think the audience can
I'm
relate
fucking
to
up.
this.
That's fine.
No. Did your phone actually did just die? Chuck, when's the last time your phone died? Cam, I'll present this to you. And then audience on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, leave comments. Let us know how often your phone dies.
I don't allow that to happen.
Okay. I'm on the same page as you.
Oh, I'm all the time.
Does it?
I don't give a shit. I just.
I feel like maybe
that's how
we've
I'm
talked
living.
about this before. Where like I was like, why don't you have a charger in your car?
He's playing a Nelly country song right now.
Oh, come on, man.
How is this?
Is that
country?
it? What's it called? What I tell you?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yo, plug that shit in.
You should be
First of all,
proud
it
of
has
yourself.
Tim McGraw featured on it.
Oh God. Oh, come on. Come on.
The only thing
Nelly.
worse than this
Hold on, I wanna
dog
hear-
shit
let me-
song
I wanna
is
hear
this
one
horse
lyric.
shit video that I'm having to watch while.
Yeah, I want to hear one lyric. Just give me. I just want to hear one punchline.
This is compelling podcasting. I'll give you that, but I think we
That's
should.
Nelly singing.
We should move on to something.
Can you imagine
Hey,
if that was the song that
I don't
got
know how
like,
many-
the
I mean,
podcast
that's-
taken down for
that's,
copyright infringement?
That's
That'd
trivia
be such
night
a
right
sad
there.
moment.
Shit. That's
Which
pitiful.
rapper
night.
has a country album?
Yeah.
You think he's the only one?
Remember LL Cool J had that kind of
Song.
Yeah, he had
Accidental
that.
Racist.
Accidental Racist was an
Okay.
amazing song.
Now, is that more sort of an art imitating life piece where he was like, I'm going to assume the role of a country star to point out the racist nature of the people that listen to
I
this?
think he was dead serious on that. I think
That
he
song
was
was
serious on
weird.
it. Right?
You
That was a
serious for
weird
this one?
fucking. That was a weird. You serious? Yeah, you serious for this?
Would you ever do a you got what's the country act signed to Mystery Sound Recordings?
Yo. Cricket's
Jimmy
Jumpman.
Jimmy
we-
Cricket.
I don't know if did we. I mean, as their representation, we probably should have been a little bit more aggressive about
Yes.
stepping you with this. Can we pitch you on our crew different styles?
Go ahead, pitch it.
Okay, there is.
Pitch it for what exactly?
We want you to.
We
sign
want to
them.
release. We
want
need
the-
to release
We want the
one
buku
different
bucks.
styles.
We want a big signing bonus.
You heard of Mr. Lisp?
Hit me.
Mr. Lisp he's on the label. He's pretty ill.
A word?
Yeah, huh?
Don't forget the
Stump-
ghostwriter of the label,
Stumpy D.
Escargot.
Right.
Escargot is
Right.
on there.
Right.
Stick and Move.
Stick and Move. Actually, we have an MC battle scheduled to promote the album. It's going to be Stick and Move versus Bob and Weave. It's a 2-on-2 MC battle. Yo, don't sleep on Bob, though. You think Weave's the one who's moving around, but Bob is nice.
What's Weave's hair situation looking like?
Not good.
A Caesar.
Not good. He
It's a
needs money.
Caesar.
He needs press photos.
Well, we also have. There's a dude who every time he drinks Heineken and gets real depressed, he's called Lonigan.
So
He's stupid.
he's not working out too well. I was actually trying to think. I was like, what would the Mystery Sound Recordings different styles label be?
Uh-huh.
And it's the easy way is just the opposite. So that's 3 words.
Styles
Was it-
different.
What's the opposite of mystery? Obvious. Obvious sight productions.
Live obvious sight.
Right. I don't know.
So that's a no?
I'll think about it.
All right, cool.
I'll run it by my
it's
people.
not a hard no. Okay,
That's a
yeah.
no. It's a
Run it up
soft.
the food chain.
I'll take a
Can we
soft
get it?
no.
Can we get it on the agenda for the next meeting?
Yeah, that's fine. Put us on the meeting.
At least
though.
hash it out.
What I'd
At
like you
least.
to do is send me a rough demo.
Okay, it's
Right.
gonna be rough.
Oh, it's
10
gonna be
songs.
real rough.
10 songs.
Ten,
Okay,
and then we'll talk.
all right.
All right.
They're tough.
They're tough to get together. Like, imagine if the Wu-Tang Clan had 0 talent. There was 50 more of them, and RZA wasn't controlling things.
And their mom had to drive them everywhere.
Are they all related?
Yeah,
I didn't.
definitely.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a
They're
new
all the
twist.
same
uh-huh.
Wow.
Country cousins.
That's country
They're
cousin.
country cousins. No,
Do
they
you-
all have the same mom, but they all have different dads.
We
which
got
is
we have a
really
country
interesting.
singer, John Black Band, is on there.
It always threw me off when my parents would be like, "Yo, this is Aunt so and so," and then I get older, I was like, "That's not Aunt.
It's just your friend. Like you could have just been like, "This is my homie. She's gonna take you to McDonald's sometimes." You
Oh,
know
is
what I
your
mean?
aunt? Oh, they say like
Yeah,
this
I always
your
feel
aunt.
like you know what I mean.
Yeah, don't stop fucking with kids like that and tell everybody that
Right.
their uncle. Then
Right.
you know.
Because I think the thought process is it's just easier than explaining who this person is. But like, no, at some point, like that explanation's gonna happen. So why not just do it now?
Right.
You know?
Trust this person.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They're 6.
They're your uncle.
Yeah. They shit
Is,
on you.
yeah, is friendship really that hard of a concept to break through?
This is my friend. It doesn't have to be your uncle. Right.
Right.
Right to a kid.
Right.
We're all related. This is all one big family. Don't ask
we all
questions.
come from stars. I get like that macro level of it, but I mean, just like in the human, the phylum.
Of all that stuff, don't be telling me who's ma and uncle. Kind of sore about that shit, man.
Chuck, how was your trip to North Carolina? And we got to talk about the De La Soul album, which you had brought up as something you'd be listening to.
It was good, man. Did you see? Trip was great, relaxing off the grid. One of the few places that I know of in the country where your cell phone literally can't work if you wanted to, and you just go into radio silence, other than limited Wi-Fi. And my dad lives in an area that's so far out. I want you to grasp this in 2016. So far out that he doesn't have unlimited data for the internet service at his house.
Wow.
Like the
Right,
so the
imagine,
Wi-Fi.
like,
There's like a
the one
monthly
that
cap.
comes with your cable box. Yes.
Wow. What is the cap? Is it a gigabyte or?
It's like there's as
You
soon
get
as
8
you get the
porn
Wi-Fi
videos a
password,
month.
he's like, there will be no Netflix and no HBO streaming this weekend, guys, because that's like a gig an episode.
Right.
Can't do it.
Right. Can you hotspot that shit?
Hotspot that shit.
I, mean,
I think
don't have
when you
cell
hotspot, it
service.
still goes to something else. Yeah, you could.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
cell service.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah,
So
that
what
was
did you-
that was
what did
cold,
you
like
do?
throwing out a word where he didn't really know how.
Right,
it worked.
right,
Like,
right,
"Can-
right.
Can we just hotbox that?
Just add up the RAM.
You know, you'll be fine.
Slingbox, right?
Re-image it. Re-image it. You'll be fine.
What did you do? You just
Read
kick
some
it?
magazines, kicked it on the
You
water,
say-
listened to a shitload of music, but it was all
Nice.
stuff stored in my phone. Played poker.
Oh, Awesome.
Did you enjoy not being beholden to checking your phone for some bullshit soccer score every 5 minutes?
Well, yes, it was great too because 2 of the days I was down there were work days, and I get
Right.
hundreds of emails a day, and I have it in my personality where I can't not look.
Right.
Like I've left work early on a Friday at 2:00 and been 8 hours into drinking at 10:00 at a urinal and decided to start reading. I just don't know why I can't do it, but it's there. I don't know if it's the fact that I don't like any of the red circles with numbers in them on my phone. So I just have to see it, and I'm like, how did this get up to 41? Who's talking shit?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. But so the trip was good. What'd you think of the De La Soul album?
I'm going to start with this and say that I'm very happy to see that it was the #1 album on Billboard for the month of August, or at least for this week.
Wow.
Yep.
And it was the #1 selling vinyl for the last week of any genre, which I think is awesome. With that being said, it's average. I don't love it.
Right.
I mean, there's some cool shit on it. There's definitely some good songs, but I think we talked about it a little before the show or on text where Cole said it's a little schizophrenic. There's just too many. There's too many songs that are all over the place that don't necessarily form a cohesive product.
We were talking a little bit before the podcast about it, and I've only listened to about half of it so far, and I feel like it's a good way for millennials to pick and choose songs that they like and then expose them to De La and hopefully expose them to their older catalog as well. And I heard, there was a couple songs that I thought were kind of cool, and then some songs that I was like, that's very different and interesting, and I haven't like fully soaked them in yet. And I've just been kind of listening to them in an overall way, and I'll probably listen to it, another 4 or 5 times to figure out, in more in depth of like, you're trying to figure out where they're coming from with this. And Cole, you were talking earlier about the beginning and the end and how it ties in together.
It's one of those things where the more I listen to it, I gotta remember to turn the mic on.
Yeah, what was that about?
This album is like
I turned the mic off because I'm fucking like fidgety and burping and farting. I don't what Cam's giving is
shout out to Cubby Bear.
right.
Shout outs to Cubby Bear.
This is my favorite.
Shout outs to YU.
Who are you?
The more I listen to it, I'm trying to figure out now let's split it into like quarters or whatever. I'm like, are all the genres in their own particular quarters? Is it spread out? But every time I listen to it, I'm like, I feel like there's a bigger theme to this that I'm not quite catching yet. Like the skit where it's talking the day you go Dave, where he's like, fucking everything sucks now. And then they're like, no, check this out. You know what I mean? It seems to tie together whatever else has been happening throughout the album.
The Anonymous Nobody.
Yeah.
Okay.
But to your point, too, about them, like, they were always kind of, particularly when they were working with Prince Paul, like, like the 3 Feet High and Rising or Blue Mind State, like, those were always very abstract records. I feel like Stakes is High was their first, like, this is just a straight rap record.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so
Great
every
album.
time,
Great fucking
the
album.
first... Whenever I listened to something new from them, like you were talking about the one that had ooh, ooh on it, and then there was like the Grind Date or something. Whenever I listen to a new De La Soul record, I go in with this preconceived idea. I'm like, all right, so which De La am I getting? Am I getting the Prince Paul weirdo shit? Am I getting the straightforward rap shit? And the thing about them, and that's sort of what I landed on, even when I was like, all right, like, genre-wise, it's a little bit all over the place, that seems like it's working against it. They're just such good writers. They're such good MCs,
I think because they're so good, they can do whatever
Pull
they
that
want.
off, yeah.
I think that De La has been slept on a little bit in the hip-hop community.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. But then overall, just as musicians, like, heavily slept on.
Right.
Like, there's plenty of people that aren't, like, true hip-hop heads that would really enjoy De La, but they just don't for some reason.
I almost feel like they're one of the more underground groups, but with like 3 or 4 hits. If you took like 5 songs out of their catalog, they wouldn't be nearly as known as they are.
Right.
Give me the 5 biggest De La songs.
Me, Myself, and I.
Yeah.
Ooh with Redman.
Stakes is High.
Stakes is High is big.
There was something
The Business
huge off
with
the
Common.
Grind Day.
Yeah, that one was good
The
too.
one
The MF Doom joint is
The
kind of
MF
big.
Doom joint was big.
What was the big single off Balloon Mind State?
Ego Trip.
Ego Trip, Break
Trip,
of Dawn.
yeah.
Or Break of Dawn. Break of Dawn, yeah. It's So Easy, we didn't mention. This is a big track.
Yeah, but probably commercially though, it's like Me, Myself, and I and Ooh are probably the biggest
But
two.
like Me, Myself, and I, like particularly at that time, that's like a top 10 rap song out of that.
Oh, dude, they're playing
yeah.
that at weddings every,
Yeah.
every weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's not like then. So they have that. I wonder if they're at points where like let's just get that single out of the way and then we can focus on doing some interludes.
I mean, I think they resented that song for a long time.
Yeah, I can
You
see
know?
that. Feeling trapped by their success.
Yep.
But also, I mean, even though that song is being played at weddings, I would guarantee you 99% of the people wouldn't know who
Right.
it is.
Right.
Oh, true.
Which
They
is
just
like,
yeah.
Is this
like-
Kanye West?
It's also one of the few songs that they have that has like a really, maybe I'm wrong, and you guys might say I'm wrong about this. Actually, I'm going to backpedal. But
Don't backpedal.
to me, it's one of the songs that has a really, really, really noticeable sample. Like
that's
over the
Funkadelic.
top noticeable.
Yeah, it's Funkadelic. Yeah.
As I was saying it, I was like, wait, am I forgetting something
No.
else? But
Uh-uh.
no, I guess it is just that one.
I literally reached for the soundboard. I was gonna hit wrong. He's the fucking king of New York. But that's on yours, right, Chuck?
That's on mine. And not anymore. I haven't even hooked I got to hook the soundboard up.
You guys are all very polite about this album. I think it's pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Why?
It doesn't really sound like. It sounds like a pop album to me.
Okay.
It doesn't really sound like.
Now you talking about genre, like how it's trying to cross over into different genres.
I think it's trying to. I think it's trying to cross over.
Yeah.
Super hard.
Should we cross over and?
I think we need it. Let's get into. Do you want to listen to a song off there?
Sure.
How about the Pain?
Snoopy.
Song?
Okay.
That's the one I like.
That's the most accessible.
The Pain
one.
is the one I like
Yeah.
off of there. So
You don't want to do.
Is that the one with Usher on it? I find myself really liking the Usher song, as weird as that is.
That's
that's
Snoopy,
called
right?
Greyhounds.
that's
Greyhounds.
Yeah, Greyhounds.
I thought the rapping part on Snoopy so far was my favorite.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
like, ooh,
Well,
the
who's
beat
the
switched
band
up.
that they're playing with? That's playing like in the physical sense. Who is that?
I don't know.
I better have that song right.
Like I think we're all happy for their success,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, you think?
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
I think all of us respect them
Artistically.
reaching out artistically to do something different.
Right.
But do we have to like it?
Has it grown on you the more you've listened to it?
No, I would say it has.
It's grown back.
When I first heard the Snoop track, the Pain song, I was like, okay, if the songs sound like this or they're,
You're with it.
at least as catchy as this, I can get with it,
Right.
even though it's a commercial
How many
sounding.
times have you listened to it?
I'm like 2 times through.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Dez over
Do
the
they
weekend.
deserve,
Shout outs to
to get
Dez.
more than 2 spins?
I mean, I don't know, but would you say that it's like just missing the mark, or is it too far ahead of your time of its time right now? Because I haven't listened to the whole thing all the way through yet.
I just don't
I'm-
like the production. To me is just not. It's not hip hop sounding enough to me.
So far, I feel you. There,
Yeah.
there's, in the beginning, there's like a couple rock songs. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I wasn't expecting that.
Right.
I think my expectations aren't being met yet. And
Right.
I'm trying to not allow that to jade my interpretation yet.
True.
It's
Yeah.
kind of hard to describe.
Yeah, I hear you. I will say the more with each progressive listen, I've listened about 5 times through.
Uh-huh.
Each time, I don't even know if I would say I like it more. I recognize more about what they were trying to do.
Okay.
But and that was sort of the point we were making in our conversation during the massively intense pre-production meeting. That I don't know if that's what you want with today's audiences. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want to say to them by your 12th listen on this. By the way, this release came out with 13 today, and there'll be 40 others tomorrow, and then 40. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if you can afford to ask people to listen to something that many times.
If this album had one song that was as good as the Spirit of the Wu-Tang,
Yeah.
I would have been with
Right.
it.
Okay. Okay. That's indicative of their entire career. That they'll have like that one hit that everybody can grab. It's almost like if the Hieroglyphics had like 10 other hits.
True.
But
You know
I
what
would
I mean?
I would actually make an argument that at least two of their best songs are not even on their own releases, which would be Spirit of the Wu-Tang and then the joint on the DJ Honda. It's called Over Troubled Waters.
Okay.
Yep. That was a dope
I mean,
song. Do you really?
that's
Are you
amazing
feeling
track.
Spirit of the Wu-Tang like that, Chuck?
Oh fuck yeah!
Okay,
I mean,
am
that's
too,
in the
man.
100 listen club.
Dude, that song is crazy to me.
So
And it kind of came out of nowhere as like a blog post song. You know what I mean?
So why do you think they didn't put it on an album? It was a heater, but it didn't really fit in the context of something else they were doing.
Yeah,
It might be
probably.
a sample issue.
Okay.
Could be a sample issue.
Oh well, who would get at them about that? Not Wu-Tang.
Tommy Boy or whoever. What did that come out on?
Oh.
Loud.
Loud, yeah.
Yeah, it
Owning
could be.
the rights. Are you gonna let people use Mystery Sound recording stuff in like a Pete's Coffee commercial? I think that's where the money is, man. Merchandise.
I'd have to think about that.
Okay.
It depends on the context of the commercial.
Okay.
I think probably not, because the constraints I would want on what it's being used for would be too tight for anyone to be like, okay, sure, we'll do whatever you want.
Okay.
So yeah, probably not.
Okay.
Like Frisky's hip hop cat food.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
I'd have to know what the ingredients of the cat food are
True.
before.
I feel like
signing
instrumental
off.
music in particular it sort of lends itself to being like, oh, I don't know, what is the connection with Bounty? You know what I mean? Like, you just play something in the background, and it's just got like that. It matches up energy wise, but I feel like once you start to get into lyrics, it's like, you know,
Right.
I'm morbid, I'm absorbent. You know what I mean? Like, no one wants to hear that shit. Just play a dope instrumental in
like
the
where you're going
background.
with
Are you talking about Group Home right now?
Right.
I actually, did you ever hear when Group Home did the commercial for Groupon?
Stop playing.
Lil Daps was like
like
talking
you
about
want-
how he missed out on a deal because
listen.
the window closed. It was only there for 5 days, and he's like, so much anger built inside.
I was gonna say it was like a Groupon for Delta Airlines. Like, you trying to take flight?
Like, ooh, kid.
like
As I start to rock and jock these low prices.
Did we ever have it's funny because
Oh my God, I'm about to kill it.
Go ahead.
I feel like Group Home is literally different styles manifested.
like I was like, yo, I can't make a whacker version of Group Home for different styles. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be like if Group Home was produced by I don't know, fucking Swiss Beats or something like that. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
How bad would that? You know what someone should do? Go the opposite direction and take Group Home acapellas and put them over whack beats. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That would just be a waste of time.
Seriously.
That's that much time on their hands.
Oh man.
Is
I
that
thought Lil
talking
Dap
about
was
doing
10
things
times better
just for
than the Nutcracker.
vindication?
Did you really?
Yeah, I thought Little Dap was a strong
10 times? 10 times.
I'm going
huh?
10 times.
Well, you know what 10 times 0 is? 0.
The only person that would do the Group Home over bad beats would be like an MC looking for vindication that could then play it and be like, see,
Right.
I told you these dudes were trash.
Right. Whatever works for you. halfway home.
Yo, now if you know tracks off the second Group Home album that's out, I need to know how deep you guys are getting.
No, not deep enough.
I think there's a premiere track off the second album that's kind of fire.
Well, so the
Like,
second,
he didn't do the whole album, but he did a song off the.
Why not? Like, what did he think was going to happen?
Why not?
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
actually have
you guys, how did that meeting go? Like, now you guys will be all right. I'm going to go get a haircut.
Yeah, straight. I'm producer for KRS now.
Right. Bye.
I have some singles from it, and I don't even remember what the songs are.
There's a track off the second album that's fire.
how do you did they step to producers or did producers come at them? Who did the beats on that record?
God, I got
On the second one?
Yeah.
I don't know. We should.
By the way, there's a third
I don't
album.
even want to listen to the day.
There's a
album.
third album.
album?
It came out in 2008 called We're Back, but I think it meant to be We're Back, but it's spelled WHERE.
Stop playing.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
The second album, 1999, that's called A Tear for the Ghetto.
So wait, they waited 9 years to put out the third record? I almost feel like that'd be like
Yeah.
me trying out for an NFL team now. Like, when I was 20 years old, it was really a distant possibility, and now it's just a joke, you know?
So I want to bring something up.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh,
All
here we
right.
go.
I
Let's
see.
get into
I
it.
see it burning from your eyes right now.
Burning.
Burning,
So I'm beefing with Cole right now.
beefing.
Oh,
Beefing.
shit. Soundboard ready?
Hey, yo.
You got that?
Who are you?
So on the last episode,
Right.
Cole was talking about how he can't talk to people who don't
Dudes.
watch sports.
Can't talk to dudes.
Right.
Yep.
I was one of the exceptions. Thank you. But he said that I don't know anything about football.
Semantically, I fucked that one up, and there's no.
Didn't you
excuse.
play football in high school?
So I played high school football.
I should have jumped to your defense. I knew that.
I have a state championship ring,
I know.
and I started for 3 years.
Hey.
How many rings you got, Cole?
On
How many state championship rings
I
you
don't
got?
even have a wedding ring
on
yet.
one of the best teams in the state.
In the history of the state.
In the history of the state.
I
And
got-
we'll
go pile on.
continue to dominate
Of
in
America.
the state. All right, so
I mean, I have no defense.
I accept your apology.
I apologize.
Thank you.
I hope you don't take it
I
personally.
accept I don't.
So what he's trying to say is that we could have done the live broadcast of the sports
We could have.
of the football
We
game
could
tonight.
have.
Do you understand the inherent flaw of a live broadcast that gets posted 5 days later?
It's not about the actual game. It's about
Our commentary?
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
our commentary.
Keep telling yourself that because we'll lose audience members.
commentary
No,
is
that's
not
totally.
entire.
That's why I'm live tweeting the first season of The Americans right now on Twitter. If anyone just happens to be diving in on Netflix,
right,
You
right.
got me good.
Well, here's the other.
KCromozone on Twitter. I just found out that they're actually Russian.
Can I present
Pretty
this to
crazy.
you as well?
Present it.
Let's say that there was they were going to have they're like, all right, we're going to play over the next 4 days. We're going to play all 12 new Star Wars,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
But we're going to play one of them on Thursday, and then we're going to play the next 13 on Sunday. And then on Monday, we release a podcast talking about the first one. That's essentially what you're... Because there's like 14 games on Monday.
All right.
You wouldn't know that.
In my
Sunday.
mind, it was an amazing idea.
We talked about it. I
No,
was
I think
like,
you
this is
said
great.
you said great idea. You
Great.
didn't even say it
I
was a
just
good
was like,
idea.
well, that good. That
He
means
says it's a great idea.
That means I won't have to ask us to reschedule to record because then I'll just be able to watch the game. And then the more I thought about the reality of it, I was like, this is a terrible idea. I was going to ask you to teach me about football. Is
The,
what I
on-
was
the
gonna
only
do.
way that would be a good idea if the podcast was being streamed at
Right,
while it was live.
right.
And that's what I said.
Yeah.
A live broadcast.
How we can barely fucking record one. How are we going to do it live?
Yeah,
do it
I
on
believe there's like a.
Oh, really?
At about the 15-minute mark, you gotta do some editing. I think
Oh,
the
that's
where
fine.
the shortfall on this has always been, other than the fact that if the NFL found out, I'm sure they'd shut down the fact that we were doing the live
Very.
broadcast.
You're right. You're right.
Would be
Fuck
is
'em.
my audio, right? Because I'm not in the room with you guys right now. But it's through the mystery
You're right.
of
I'm not
sound
trying
recording
to think about
that it's able to sound like it's four of us in the
that.
room.
Mystery.
Exactly.
I
My
do
man-
feel like
my man
that's
nailed it.
that's a very all or nothing policy for the NFL to have. Because I'm like, what could fucking possibly go wrong with us live broadcasting a game, right? But I think their mentality is probably, look, if we let you do that and someone's got like, it's a slippery slope kind of thing, and so they just shut everything down. You know,
If someone's
I'd be
listening to
happy
you,
get
then
some
they're
press.
not listening
I'd be
to
happy
the
to
game
get some
feed.
press on it. You know.
But I
Yeah.
mean, even in like bars, they have to pay to broadcast like
right,
the Super Bowl.
right.
You know, they have to pay money. It's kind of like
When they have a big fight, they're like, you got to give us $10,000 to have
no,
this
it's like
boxing match.
it's like a bar being able to have DJs or to play music. You have to have an entertainment license,
Right.
And you can get shut down because people need to get paid from them. You know, you playing their music. It's the same sort of thing.
Right. I mean, group homes got to get theirs.
Exactly. You know how many bars I heard group home in?
Yeah.
They need their money.
They're
you know?
they're big at weddings too. Oh God, that would be
The realness.
Yeah.
The realness.
That'd be such a dope like prank video to make.
Like, if we could get one of you guys hired as like a wedding DJ,
my God.
But then like for the
Just
couple's
play the
first
Ellis.
dance, you played the real
This would be the illest.
The realness.
right.
Dun,
Just-
dun, 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 dun,
It's
dun,
an all
dun,
group
dun,
home
dun,
wedding.
dun, 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 dun.
Wow.
The realness.
Yeah. Throw it at
You
him.
gotta do it during the chicken dance song,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
all right. So we got a game tonight. I'm gonna go against a little bit what I was saying about
I'm gonna get
the
a beer.
relevancy.
You guys
Could
get 'em?
Yeah. Can you grab one?
The-
But
the-
I
the
want to know what you
relevancy.
think, though.
What you want?
Cam, you know a lot about football,
Heineken?
as I said in episode
Yes.
110.
Heineken.
Heineken, please. You got Carolina on the road against Denver. Carolina's -3, so that means they have to win by 3, or they have to win by more than 3 points. Who do you think will win that game?
Denver's gonna win.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to go head to head with Cam. I'm going to go Carolina for the reason that even when I was watching the game earlier, I wasn't sure who was playing quarterback for Denver.
Well, okay, all right. Do you, when you watch football, does the point spread? Do you care about that? Does it mean anything to you?
So here's the thing. I said I was beefing with you earlier,
Okay,
but I understand why you said what you said because I don't watch sports.
okay,
So
okay.
that stuff doesn't mean anything to me.
So
but
you,
I already
so
know
you should apologize to me, is what you're saying.
I'm not gonna do
But
that.
Cam, you played what, D-line? Did you play D-line? Am
Yeah,
I
I did.
remembering
I
that
did
right?
D-line and offensive line. Yeah. But,
So basically, what he's saying, Cole, is you can't block me.
Right. No.
So who are you to speak?
I was talking earlier about the time I played safety. I got fucking pancaked. And I stood up. I was like, I can throw the ball. That's it. Why the hell am I back here trying to fucking tackle some 240-pound roided out lacrosse player? The fuck is happening?
Right.
It is interesting though. As I did mention in that episode, you and I have always had one of those relationships where we'll talk about quite a few things. I feel like sports, even it is there to a certain degree. But I will say that I remember coming to your house and seeing a helmet that had a lot of marks on it, and I asked you about, and you're like, you were very humble about it. You're like, I started for 3 years on a state championship team. It's like, oh, okay. I don't know that I ever inquired more about it until we talked about it tonight.
Right.
I should have, because we have that kind of open door policy.
That was actually the first helmet I had my senior year.
Okay.
And at the end of the year, you could buy your helmet back if you wanted to.
How much?
I don't know. I basically I had that helmet for I think 3 or 4 games.
Okay.
And that was it. Like, so all those marks were from those games.
Wow.
But I cracked it hitting somebody.
Holy shit.
And since when it breaks like that, you have to get a new helmet.
Yeah.
So I just gave the new helmet back and I kept the crack one, so I didn't have to pay for it.
That's
either.
kind of dope.
Yeah.
And that's probably got more sentimental value than the new one did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you smashed some fucker.
Right.
Fuck Sherwood.
Crack.
Would you let your kid play football with all the stuff that's happening
Never.
because of the head injuries?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I've hit people before. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've hit somebody in games or practice and you see that little white flash.
Yeah.
And that's your brain hitting the side of your skull.
Right.
Yeah.
You're in high school, you don't know. You're like, woo, you shake it
in
off.
the 1800s, they're like, oh, that's just God telling me to tough it out. Like, no, that's your brain smacking against your skull.
I'm just very, I don't know if I've ever had any issues.
Yeah.
But I feel like I haven't.
Okay.
So,
I thought you were going to go the other way.
No. But,
I'm fucked up.
But, who knows? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's scary to think about.
Yeah.
And all the things that are coming out nowadays about head injuries in football and stuff like that. And, thank you, sir.
I'll take a beer, please.
It's scary, and I wouldn't want that for my kid.
Concussions are also one of the least understood and most undiagnosed things that goes on for all athletes.
Exactly. And it's crazy how many athletes that have concussions they end up being so erratic and they die so young. And how often are football players dying and they're like 50 and 60?
Right.
And people live so long nowadays.
Or having a quality of life that is so marred by depression or other brain injuries.
Yep.
Yeah.
And all the drug abuse too, and steroids, and who knows what else people were taking to get that edge.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too, is I think anytime I talk to somebody who's they're in a position where they have to make a decision with their child about it, I think a lot of times the conversation goes to like the trappings of being a pro athlete. I'm like, so your 8-year-old kid will have all of those mental problems from the hitting without like
with
any
no
of the good
benefits of
parts.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to get retarded for free?
Chuck and I actually went to a conference on synthetic turf fields. And as part of that conference, they had the big portion of it was all about head injuries.
Wow.
And talking about head injuries. And the things that I walked away with is that the highest incidence of concussions comes from girls' youth soccer.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
So youth soccer, girls who play soccer are the ones who are the most susceptible to the head injuries.
Is that because they're not? There's no way to not sound like an asshole, but I'm saying like,
well, I think there's
Strength
just a
in
lot
the
of
neck.
It's the neck muscles aren't developed.
okay,
Well, I guess Chuck, if you recall, what were they saying? Your neck muscles aren't really developed until you're like 18 or 19.
right,
like
yours,
fully-
but why girls as opposed to boys?
You
need a strong neck.
That's a good question as to why it was girls more.
My
than,
question
more
was
than
going to
the
be:
boys.
I feel like with little boys,
I don't know I don't know exactly why it was girls instead of boys. I'm sure boys have a really high incidence of concussions as well. But they're saying that it's not just head impacts. It's like your head hitting the ground or your head heading the ball, like all those things. I mean, when you teach kids to head the ball into the goal, you want them to be accurate. And when you're a defender, you want them to be accurate to be in the same place at the same time. So you're training them to have their heads at the ball at the same time. Like you're training them,
You just
to
point
have
to the
perfect,
forehead.
You're training them to have the perfect concussion.
Look, you want
Yeah.
Look.
By the way, I headed a soccer ball over the weekend. I was playing soccer when I was in North Carolina, and like we were fucking around and like had a fake goal and doing crosses and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I really went up and got after one and pretended I was 18 and got a really nice connection on it. And I was like, damn, like I can't believe people do this 50 times a day. Like in
Oh, it hurt
practice.
like that, huh?
Oh yeah, like it stayed with me for like a half an hour.
Wow.
Like
Oh,
not
damn.
like a concussion or anything, but just that feeling of like I was like a little bit out of sorts. Like
Did
maybe
you-
maybe the brain didn't hit the side of the skull that hard, but you know, it was like that feeling when you're parallel parking and you just give the car behind you like a little love tap, like a little inner city moi, like just a kiss.
Yeah. Mwah. Can I tell you? I gave a little something a big old kiss on the way over here. Steve's the new Chrome Bills podcast recording studios, Haleo Studios, out the window.
In the sticks.
Noodle King out the window.
Noodle
We're
King
actually
is out.
We're still looking for a sponsor. You're out there.
Pine trees are sponsored.
Pine trees. Today, a raccoon. I could. There was nothing I could do. I feel terrible about it, but man. When that thing hit the tires, I was like, we're both going out, G. I thought I was going to spit out into the fucking forest. That was a big raccoon, too. But so that happened maybe 10 minutes before I got to your house.
Yeah.
And then I was like, as soon as I got inside, I was like, so the garage door's open. If that thing was like trapped on my axle or something, like holding on to the tire, you got 2 sleeping kids upstairs.
That wouldn't be
raccoons.
good.
How would you? Yeah, that'd have been tough.
Some
I'd have been like, wait till Cam gets here. He'll take care of it.
You got like the Revenant fucking raccoon or something. Just out for blood.
Right.
That thing is breathing slowly on the side of the
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel
I
bad.
feel
for-
terrible.
I feel bad for
There's
him.
nothing you can do.
No.
On
There's
the
nothing you can
brighter
do.
side, I did some dumb shit this week.
Okay.
And this isn't the first time I've done this. I went to the gas station, started filling up, went to get a cup of coffee, got back in my car, just fucking drove off with the
Okay.
shit.
How bad was the damage?
Disconnected the hose from the
Was
from
gas
Oh, are you
pouring out?
serious?
Nah,
Are you serious? No, there's probably a valve inside.
Dog,
but
are you
still.
kidding me? I drove the fuck away.
Did you?
It's still in there.
You know
I threw the hose to the side and
You know how much those things cost? They're like thousands of dollars.
nah, they're not that much.
They are.
No, but see the difference. I know a little bit about them. I shouldn't put myself on blast like this.
Yeah,
but it was
you
funny.
fuckers
It was
are-
funny.
yeah.
You know they have your license plate.
No, they got
Mr.
they
Jerk.
got, they got breakaway. Dude, this isn't the first time.
This week. How many times have you
My
done
man,
this in your
that
my
was
life?
man
my second. That was my
routinely
second.
does
Okay.
this. He's gonna stop going in to get coffee just off the fear that he's gonna do it again. He puts the gas in and then he just sits back in the car.
So if you look up at the
Wait
top, there's a breakaway for it,
Right. They all have.
so they can snap it back into place. And I probably shouldn't know
But
that.
does gas come pouring out of whatever?
No.
Okay.
No, there's a valve.
It's like instantly it gets shut off.
So it's dummy proof, but not Steve proof.
yeah. I played like I was gonna go inside and I drove the fuck away.
When did you notice it?
Huh?
When did you notice that you had done that?
Oh! Instantly you like, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And the lady behind me just was shaking her head.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
She was just shaking
You
her
got
head at
that
me
joint.
like this.
You
You,
got
know.
the head shake.
That's probably
And I
the
was
part
like,
that
oh,
hurt
I was
the
like, oh,
most
I'm so
was
sorry. I
the
was like, oh.
disappointment.
Oh, she was so disappointed in
Yeah.
me, and I was like,
But more
I'm
so in
I was like,
humanity.
I was like, oh, I'm sorry. You
Yeah.
know, just things are moving so fast today. I was like, I'm gonna go talk to them, and I just put the hose to the side and drove the fuck off.
Well, I knocked that out.
Wow.
I thought you drove away with it.
No. I took it off and put it next to the.
Okay, all right.
You know, like a
can-
dead raccoon. I threw it to the side of the road and fucking drove off.
Kept
Do you
it
think-
Just
moving.
clip it back on. They'll be all right.
Yeah, they're fine.
Okay.
I thought you
Okay.
meant like you drove away with it.
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
Like, yo, it's in my garage. Check it out.
Yeah.
Next time I'm gonna do that.
Sell that shit. We should get sponsored by that gas station.
Yeah, sometimes like you're just moving too fast in life, and you just drive away with the gas tank.
I noticed and I imagine it's kind of because you do audio visual stuff, right?
I do.
Okay. I don't know if you want to talk about exactly where you work, but that's what you do.
Yeah, I want to talk about that's
okay.
what I do. I do design work, so talk to end users. I'm trying not to give too many details. And
Well, my point was going to be,
Yeah,
I
go
feel
ahead,
like,
sorry.
so what I do, it like after a while, it becomes repetitive. Like there's some intellectual control I have to have over it, but I'm sort of doing repetitive things. And I'd imagine you do the same thing. Like, does it ever get to the point where like like today at 4:00, I was like my mind is just going a million miles a minute because I've just perfected whatever it is that I'm doing, and I have like a goal in mind as to how much of this I need to get done by today. That's when I feel like I'm like, you need to be careful with taking yourself out of that environment and like trying to go do another fairly menial task because you'll probably fuck it up.
Yeah.
You know, you come out of your house, you're like, I got 2 kids at home. Like I was getting them ready for school or like whatever they're doing today. Like I got to go into work and lead this project. And the next thing you know, like I completely forgot that I have fossil fuels pumping into my fucking car.
Right.
Through a big rubber straw.
Now remember to put on a wedding ring every morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Do you take it off? I actually, Cam, I see yours. That was me touching the mic to Cam's ring. Do you take it off the shower? You wear it all the
I
time?
wear it all the time.
Okay.
That's dope.
You wear it in street fights?
Always.
I got dad strength now. Fuck you.
It's titanium. It doesn't bend or anything.
Really?
Yeah.
You went to, okay. Why'd you go with the titanium joint, indestructible?
I really didn't care what it was made out of. I just liked the way it looked.
Okay. It looks pretty sweet.
Thank
I'm
you.
not going to lie.
I just wanted it to be nice and plain.
Yeah.
You know, not flashy or anything.
Seez, you already picked yours out?
Yeah, so it was funny. So my lovely bride-to-be had gone into a place, met with, she was looking at getting whatever she had, like, resized or something like that. She's like, well, I'm here. I'm going to take a look. She must have given this dude my number because the guy called. He's like, Mr. Policy, I have wedding bands. They're on sale this week. Like, we're talking probably about, like, $400. I was like, that's a little bit more. So this was on a voicemail, right? We get to the place maybe a couple days after he had called. I was like, I'm so-and-so. This dude, I could tell, had no idea who I was. He starts showing me. Well, here's the thing, though. He starts showing me wedding bands for like $1,000, right?
Oh, okay.
I was like, I'm not sure if you remember what we talked, like what you said on the voicemail, but like 400 was about twice as much as I'm looking to spend. So let's go take a look at it. My man's demeanor changed real quick.
Oh, really?
He went from offering me water to basically, like, I think when we left, he's like, I'm going to mail it to you. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was not happy that his commission went from a G to about 194.
That's
You know what I
shady,
mean?
dude.
He went.
Yeah, fuck him.
He went
I
from
don't-
offering you water to asking for your ID to use. your
It's
credit
funny,
card.
man. I will not understand, and I don't know if like your brides, were on this kind of thing. Like my girl, she's great and everything, but there'll be like the band or some stuff. She's like, this is what I want. I'm like, even if we had that kind of money, I'm not sure I would feel comfortable having children. They'd be like, you're going to public school now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we could have like, I don't want to spend a fucking $1,000 on a wedding band for me. On some shit, I'm like a $200.
Get her a
no one will
nice
yes,
band. Nobody cares
right.
about your ring.
That's what I'm learning.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
I
learning.
got my shit online.
I'll wear a paper sack.
$75.
Yeah. Did you really? On
Tungsten, dude.
Okay,
I'll hook you up.
That's
sorry,
what I
think
got was
mine's
tungsten.
Is it tungsten? Is
think
it
so.
Yeah.
it's the heavy one's tungsten?
Yeah.
I took it off for hair gel.
What did you?
Hair product, dude. Can't be.
Gotta have your priorities
I
straight.
mean,
Where did you get it from?
I don't remember, but
Because I'm not
I'll
gonna
send
lie.
you the site, dude.
I typed it into Amazon more than once, and I was like,
This
even
dude from
$1.95 sounds steep.
This dude from my job got his wedding band from Amazon. It was like
yeah.
$50.
Yeah,
I can't complain
I
about
went to
that.
Jared. I got mine for $1.75.
Okay.
Jared.
Okay. Yeah.
I did.
You went to Jared.
I didn't. It just happened to be there. I was checking it out, and I was like, "That'll do."
Yeah. I'll pay $25 for a fucking hamburger. I get it. I'm
You
not
paid
spending.
$25 for a hamburger?
If it was like top of the line, like super Kobe beef shit, that's not like there are things I'll spend money on. But the idea of spending like $1,000 on a fucking ring,
Right.
when a comparable one for $200 is out, that's incomprehensible to me.
Right.
So to your point, Chuck, I have picked one out, and it's in the mail. It's gonna come in a fucking unsealed envelope.
With just one postage stamp on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Fucking the name will be written in crayon. Mail is some bullshit. I gotta rant
boy.
about that one.
Oh boy! How about some music, real quick?
Can I throw this
Can we
one?
play?
I
Can we
shouldn't.
play
I
wax
shouldn't.
song? By the way,
I wanna
we were
play the
talking about
wax song.
Daylon.
Everybody's
I wanted
feeling
to
this
go
wax song. I'm feeling this wax
Which one
song.
is
in. The wax album
outs
is
to-
dope
shout outs to
as
Big Slop.
hell.
Is it on the other bank? What
shout
up?
outs
This
to
is
Big
Wax. Big Slop.
Yeah, hold on. Here we go.
Ladies and
That's
gentlemen,
They
welcome
had
to the
one
newest
chance,
edition of
one minute.
This is Cubby Bear. You're listening to
What
Chrome
up,
Bills.
y'all? What up, y'all? This is Wax, and you are now listening to Chrome Bills.
There you go.
His
All
new
right.
album is phenomenal. The Cookout Chronicles, Open Mike Eagle's on there. It's a whole bunch of people on there.
That's dope.
Yeah,
The next
it's really
uh,
good. Yeah.
The next
He's so
album that
talented.
I put out will have the part from the Wax interview where midway through the interview he realizes who I am.
He's like, oh, dude, that's you?
He's like, oh wait, you're KCromozone. You're dope.
That was really funny.
Oh
right.
shit! I didn't even know that was you.
Dude, that was so funny.
Yeah.
White Rap by Wax.
Big things fucking poppin'. Tags out of the bags when Paul Bunyan shopping. Why you look like you been onion chopping? Is it cause you considering just up and stopping? I'm in the zone like Malone, getting one from Stockton. I do this shit at home alone while no one is watching. Tried quitting back when I thought it was an option. Before I realized my blood is stocked with a concoction of various toxins. Rap bars and beats, melodies in my arteries. It's part of me. And you can neither drain it nor contain it. And it's best to unchain it than to try to tame it. That's like trying to make a lion in the wild subsist off a strictly quinoa or a diet of fish. Or like trying to fist the asshole of an ant. Picture that it ain't rocket science, homie, you can't. Nope. I say dumb shit and have fun with this shit I do. After one sip of that Pacifico witch's brew, I say some shit and they love it, them kids in school. Not no pundit, I'm just the one that they listen to. When I rhyme, people crowd in the line. Haven't had a real job since 2009. I remember how my bosses had me out of my mind. I remember how the losses had me doubting my grind. That was before I knew how to get mine. Before I knew that how you define yourself is how you define. So if you think you're a star, you'll undoubtedly shine. It may be a tall mountain to climb, but god damn it, you must forgive them, that's the hustle in them. Little Russell Simmons living in the frickin' muscles of my stomach region. Someone feed him, he's hungry, they'll probably say. But I don't eat, just drink, like a Somalian sommelier. I made tracks of all sorts, got bigger over time like basketball shorts. Americana, marijuana, Budweiser, long neck. My words hold extra weight like they're on deck. Strong threat since waist high. Already put a virus inside the AI you'll be replaced by. You lightweight like balsa wood. For me, people root sooner, just like a motherfucker in Tulsa would. I'm on the same podium where many bosses stood. Quickly kill a rapper, then I dip like the sauce was good. Colonel Mustard did it in the study with a journal full of cuss words, some Merlot and a bunch of herbs. They say of drug use I'm much too proud, cause I'd rather see the clouds on mushrooms and see a mushroom cloud. It's all peace, ain't fucking with that blah blah. Catch me down in Baja, eating foie gras, call me partners. It's lava like a live volcano, might wild out like La Zato. Better yet, Jose Canseco, little bit of juice and I'm making them hits. Never get no pay in pesos, but pretty soon I'll be making that switch, yeah, yeah. Getting a drink out in Tijuana, Pacifico probably gonna be in my cup. Then I'm hitting the links and I'm teeing one up for. Gonna get off the grid and play golf and shit really off, and it'll be awesome. Swim with the dolphins till they close down on the lid of my coffin. Barbecue like I was living in Austin. So smart that you think I'm at Harvard, you like I was living in Boston. Rappers be doing these triplets often, but I smoke cigarettes so it is getting exhausting. Yo, laid back like Bob Marley singing Stir It Up, with the brew running through me like a Keurig cup.
Hey, yo.
Like a Keurig cup. Shout out to Lal Alzado.
Wow, like La Zato.
Actually died
The
in
Wax is-
1992. I had to Google that. Died in 1992. He was Oakland Raiders defensive end.
And the Broncos. There's a
There you
Football
go.
Life about him. I've seen it.
Cole's seen every
steroids.
football life that's
Yeah. The new series
possibly
starts.
come.
New season of Football Life starts next Friday.
Okay.
16th.
Wax, one of those artists, my opinion, keeps improving.
Yeah.
Always going to see improvement with Wax, especially lyrically. Like that beat is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not going to fucking blow your socks off, but like the rhyming is crazy.
He
on
makes
that.
the most out of it.
Yeah.
I will also say that he's one of those dudes that is so talented as a musician overall, can play instruments, but very good with the guitar. I think when you understand music to that degree, it
Yep.
makes you a better MC, obviously. But he really brings that to life.
He knows music theory.
3 or 4 different cadences on
Yep.
one song. I don't think a lot of MCs would try that.
Right.
I love like a, you know, I don't want to say old school MC style, but he might as well be like more of a golden age kind of a guy who was brought up on golden era type hip hop, doing the new style and freaking it. You know what I mean?
Now, I know I sent you guys this on Instagram too. He was on one of those. Was it a BET Cypher?
Yeah, he was on BET Cypher.
Yeah.
Where they have like 5 people standing around. Like he was just killing it. Very talented.
Yep.
We opened up for him at 8x10, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. When you say we, like literally we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of our groups. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Yeah, it's funny. What I remember most about that show was during the sound check for us, because it was like 4 of us doing music and stuff like that, and then me rhyming, and then the sound check, everything sounded great, and then the actual show, the sound guy just completely fucked up, and then wax sound. Do you remember that at all?
Not really.
Okay, I remember. Because I think we used it as like a prep for one of the Strathmore shows.
Probably.
And we had a lot of different moving parts with the music, but there was a reason for it. And when it came together, it sounded good.
Right.
And I think that might have been the first live run. And I remember the sound man just fucked up. That'll throw you off a little
He
bit.
took a shit.
Yeah. The thing is, like with sound men, and if they have analog boards and you sound check 5 groups,
Yeah.
if you don't write it down,
Yeah.
or you don't have a digital board where you can save presets, there's no
Yeah.
point.
You're a few knob twists away
There's
from
no,
that sounding
there's
right.
no point, you know. And it's like, you know, it all depends on how good you are and how seasoned you are. But the sound system in 8x10 was awesome.
Yeah.
What's 8x10?
8x10 is it's a club in Baltimore. It's in Fells Point. It used to be called the Funk Box.
Fed Hill,
I'm
actually,
sorry,
right?
did I say
Isn't it
Fells
Federal
Point?
Hill?
Federal,
Yeah.
that's right.
So you had like the Auto Bar, which was sort of like the Black Cat of
Yeah.
Baltimore. There,
Yes,
I guess
yes.
Sonar would be like 9:30 of that.
Sonar's gone.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's been closed down for a long time.
Really?
Oh yeah, I think I
Yeah,
saw a post
long
on
ass
Facebook
time.
on that.
8x10 would be like a really good DC9.
Yes.
But it's in a very upscale area though, if I remember
Yeah, it's in
correctly.
Federal Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me because I remember what I always thought about that place. I was like, God, this would be a bitch if you were driving down here. But there's so much foot traffic in that area that I think people will go check out shows.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
It's literally in the part of Federal Hill that's on, I think it's Market
It's
Street.
Cross Street.
Or Cross Street Market, right? Where it's just the entire strip of
Right.
bars and
That's all
restaurants.
that's there.
Yeah. Cool place. Fuck the sound, man.
What about Soundstage?
One of my favorite
More
pizza spots right
Soundstage?
there.
I saw
Dog
Red
Pub.
Man at Soundstage.
Yeah.
That was
It's an
fire.
okay place.
It was just okay.
So the
As far as a venue,
Soundstage,
it was just okay.
When they opened up, they bought the sound system from Bourbon Street.
Okay.
Bourbon Street used to be the old Hammer Jacks.
Okay.
So-
Hammerjacks?
Hammerjacks.
Hammer Jacks. So
Performing live, a Guns N' Roses cover band.
So there's something I want to talk about.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Are you gonna beef with me again? I'm sorry.
I'm not beefing with you. I'm just looking in your direction.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I'm not sorry.
The body language of this has me
That's
very
nice. I'm going to tilt this camera here for you.
No, it has nothing to do with us.
Okay.
But 2 of our good friends,
Okay.
DJ Rags
Okay.
and Bo Jenkins.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
All right.
And right.
Okay.
Who are you?
And,
Who are you?
Who are you?
In the past podcasts, I haven't given DJ Rags enough props. He's one of my really good friends, and haven't hung out with him enough in recent years. But I always had really good fun DJing with him at South Beach for Chrome.
Yeah.
Jesse
Oh, yeah.
Titsworth party.
Yeah.
But him and Bo Jenkins have the opportunity to play at the White House.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Absolutely. They're doing like a
Oh yeah, I think I got an
they're
email
doing
about
like
this.
some show at the White House. and-
What? I hadn't heard this.
So if you go just go to DJ Rag's page, Brian Raganisi or Bo Jenkins' page, and
Raganese.
you can nominate them to perform live at the White House.
Okay.
That's insane.
I don't know when this podcast is coming up. Hopefully, it won't be too late.
It's coming out
nominate
Monday,
them.
so we're going to hook that up.
Monday. Okay, I hope that's enough time.
Monday will be what, the 12th, September 12th.
But yeah, so go to their page, get all the info, and nominate them to play at the White House.
Wow, that's
I just
crazy.
needed to put that out there.
I wonder how many people that will vote in that contest but won't vote in the general election.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout outs to Rags. I actually talked to him today on the
I will
phone.
say this too: playing a rap show at the White House when Obama's there, better than playing a rap show at the White House when Donald Trump is there. Probably an easier crowd.
Agreed.
Right.
Agreed.
The cool thing about
Yo, by the way, I know there's a long list of like
We should share this. I'm gonna share
interviews
this.
that should happen on Chrome Bills, but
Obama?
I feel like Jenkins is.
Oh,
near the top
so
of
we
that
talked.
list.
He texted me. He's got a record coming out soon. We talked about it. We actually did, and you and Steve both signed off on it. It's just a matter of when are we going to do it.
the cool
that's right,
thing
we did
about
talk
Bo
about it.
Jenkins is that like when the three of us were doing so many shows in the 2000s, there was like a group of younger guys, mostly out of Virginia, that were coming up and trying to do their own thing.
Right.
And he was one of them. And their level of development was kind of all around the same.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, like, I would only see them when we would do shows in Virginia.
Right.
And, here and there in DC, but, I never really made my way. I never hung out and partied in Virginia. But I remember a few years had passed and I saw Bo Jenkins again and I was like, holy shit.
Well, you know where he played with us the last time was he opened the first name
Strathmore.
basis show at
Yeah,
Strathmore.
absolutely.
He
But
killed
it
it.
was before that where, I noticed his level of development had increased big time. And I was like,
Cam, you know what it was? It was when it was my 30th birthday, the day before Thanksgiving. We played at
Jam and Java.
what's the place?
Jam and Java.
Yeah, Jam
oh,
and
right,
Java.
Yes.
It was you, me, and Crayola
Oh,
played.
man, that show was so good.
Right? There's a really good
There
freestyle
is.
online.
I
from
forgot.
that,
That's
actually.
online
Yeah.
somewhere.
And Crayola's beatboxing,
Yes.
and I'm freestyling and using cuts on
Classic.
it. And that was actually we were opening for it was Bojanks, and he was either playing with Beta or he was playing with like Mad Names or both. But I remember they killed it that night. They absolutely
That was a lot of
fucking murdered
fun.
it.
That was a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, I was just so surprised by his dedication and like, his heart is so big.
Wanna hear
And
something
he's so
funny?
good too,
Yeah. When he was, I think, a junior in high school, he emailed me. It was after we had opened for Atmosphere in like 2004.
Yeah.
And so he emailed me. He was like, yo, I go to Herndon High School. I caught you at the show. I thought you were really dope. Like, can I interview you for a high school project? That's how we
wow.
met. Yeah.
Wow.
And so like he asked me, like he sent the questions. I wrote him, and ever since then he was like, yo, you basically wrote the paper for me. I got an A. He's very talented, man. He's actually, I think through him is how I met the Sleepy Hollows people, which is where I did the Junkie song.
Nice.
But Bo records a lot of stuff out there. He has a
big
new-
up Neil Beggins.
Yes, very good dude. It's crazy because I feel like so much of rap music is like everybody's fucking whack, but then like when I think about the people that I'm down with, I'm like, oh, I know some cool ass people.
I'm telling you.
Statistically, all the shit that I've ever talked about in rap can't be correct.
I'm telling you, like, no, like the people that we have done shows with in the area and era that we, were brought ourselves up with in terms of doing shows and shit, like, it's just insane.
Right.
It really is. Like, we know so many talented people. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It really is. And
There was a time where it was so good and so competitive that people be like, "Oh, Doja Ray's is playing tonight." I'd be like, yeah, he's
right,
all right."
right.
And then like a couple years later, I was like, "Why was I hating on this guy or even like slighting him? He was awesome." Like it was just so. I was like, "It's not Seez, it's not K Beta,"
and complaining about shows and like, the format and how shows were handled. And then now we're like, I wish we had those shows again.
Well, it's funny because
I would totally be the second person on a 6-group bill and go on at 10:30.
the older I get,
Right.
the older I get, the less inclined I am to go out and do shit. Though,
Same.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, those days are almost, I go out here and there, but very rarely, and I'm okay with that.
So when you spent your weekly at it was Dovecote Cafe.
it's in the daytime.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
What
not
time?
at night. We try to get there around 10.
During is it a weeknight?
Saturday.
Okay. Oh,
10 in the morning.
Is it a weeknight at 10
in the morning?
Oh, so Saturdays it's okay.
That's what's up, dude. I'm
Hey.
trying to DJ at 10 a.m.
For a
in the morning,
dad,
dude.
you're like, yo, I've been
Hell
up for
yeah.
4 hours, man. This is fucking great.
Yeah, Steve's like, I get up at 6.
No, dude.
I'm
It's
like going
I
at
didn't
9 if I
realize
need
even
to.
That even
I'll warm you
existed
guys
that
up.
You could spin at 10 a.m. Like, I'm hitting my peak at 9:30 in the morning, dude.
How long will you play for?
We'll play till noon.
Okay.
Wow, that's what's up.
Yeah, the food there is really good.
I'm loving that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, do we have options?
Yeah.
Where is there
I got a
pizza
whole-
delivery?
I
where
got
we
a
are?
I got a cube of extra firm tofu up there, and
Oh God!
some.
What'd you have for dinner last night, Cole?
cauliflower.
I had a Heineken, a vodka with pickle juice, IPA, and a big old block of tofu.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll go out. We can go out.
Okay.
We're close to civilization.
Nothing.
No, we're good.
Are you
There's
really?
a
It's
McDonald's.
11 p.m. in suburbia.
we're good. We're good.
On a weeknight. That's
We're
aggressive.
gonna tear it up,
I
dude.
eat the shit out of a quarter pounder.
No, we're good.
with cheese.
Yeah, we got options.
Cam, you're not vegetarian, none of that shit.
I'm not. No.
Okay. Were you ever?
Have you ever considered it?
No.
No.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I mean, I could. I totally could.
Yeah.
I mean, I love all food. I love, but yeah, I don't discriminate.
Your little guy comes home when he's 8. He's like, I'm a vegan now. You're cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
I'm-
respect his
I'm very
choices, you know?
easygoing.
Okay.
And then when he smells whatever I'm cooking, he'll be like, maybe I
Yeah.
consider that.
Ribs.
But no, I wouldn't. I'm whatever he wants to be, as long as it's not hurting anybody and hurting himself. I'm cool with it.
Okay.
I completely agree.
He's like,
That's
just
beautiful.
don't be a bitch
Yeah.
about it.
You cooking a lot, huh?
Always.
Okay.
Always.
Oh, you stay cooking.
Always.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you working with?
What do you?
So dinner 5 nights a week. How many of those meals are you making?
So
Seez Mike's
recently,
exclusive.
so I'm in a situation where my wife doesn't have to work that much. So
Okay.
she's bumping her schedule.
So you're
down.
rich, is what you're saying.
A little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, so she's been doing a lot of cooking, which is awesome.
Okay.
So I come home and it's already taken care of.
Wow.
Okay.
Other than that, I really, really enjoy cooking. I've been cooking since I was a little kid.
Okay.
And my family is a cooking family, and yeah, I can make almost anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I really enjoy it. I enjoy going to the grocery store too.
Yeah.
As weird as that sounds.
No, not weird at all.
I grew up in a house where we all helped each other out,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone helped cook, and I had to take care of myself, and I did my laundry and ironed my clothes when I was 8. you
Okay.
know, and we all had to go to the grocery store together, except for my dad. I was so jealous. And yeah, so I got to learn about buying food and knowing how much things should
It's
cost.
dope, right?
It is dope, and,
Yeah.
and I assume that everyone knew that sort of thing until you talk to your friends later on,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Yeah, I don't even know how to cook anything."
I press 2 on the microwave, then yum yums.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I wish I had more time to cook more,
Yeah.
and I tell my wife that if I had to do it over again, I probably would go to culinary school.
Really?
I would,
Okay.
absolutely.
See, that's you're glad I asked these stupid questions now because
it's a
I
great
had
question.
no idea.
Yeah.
That's fucking fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, I like watching. I mean, growing up, I remember every Saturday and Sunday we would all watch like Yan Can Cook.
Yeah.
And we
Cam
would
can
watch
cook.
Julia Child. We would just watch cooking shows.
Yeah.
Even to this day,
That's
if I
the
go to
name of
my
the
folks'
episode.
house on the weekend,
Yeah.
they're watching Food Network. They're watching all this stuff. They're looking, and like we email recipes every day. Like,
Really?
Every
Really?
day I get recipes from my mom and my sisters like all the time, and like we're like, and when we have family get-togethers, it's like, oh, I just found this recipe. It's good. Blah blah blah. And it's like when we try stuff.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
What would you?
Do all the recipes have olive oil?
Yeah.
And basil, and garlic.
Do you? What kind?
I was dying at the last episode when I was listening. I was like, oh my god, it's so true.
What
What'd
would
you
have been
put in
your
there?
game? You
Paprika.
an entree man? You're gonna do some pastry chef shit? Like if you went to culinary school, what would have been your major?
I don't know. 'Cause
Braised
I
beef.
I didn't. I didn't even like look.
Yeah,
I
I think
didn't
it
even
was
look
gonna be
into it
meat.
because I was like, maybe I can make this still happen.
Okay.
And I don't have time. So
But you were telling me earlier too. You had fucking schools asking you to come play football for them,
yeah.
but they weren't coming correct with the AV shit.
Well, at the time it wasn't AV shit.
What was it?
So
Physics?
No. So initially I went to school for electrical engineering, but
Okay.
I switched to physics.
Physics,
and
right,
I
yeah.
continued with that. Yeah.
I remember. So when I first met you, and like I'd come to your crib out in it wasn't Gaithersburg.
So I lived in Damascus,
Damascus.
but my folks had a Gaithersburg address. It was weird.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about
Well, I was like a fucking bullshit journalism major, And I tell like, what's this textbook? You're like, I'm a physics major. I get to like page 2. I was like, well, I'm done with that. I have no idea what's happening.
I'm using quantum mechanics to make computers work.
Yeah.
What was the line?
Yo, how do you remember that? Holy shit, that's right. The commercial that you were in. Yo, we got to get a still frame of that, and that's got to be the cover for this out.
Dude,
for this,
dude, that needs to be on the
episode.
soundboard tomorrow.
Okay.
What's the line? What's the first part of it?
I'm using quantum mechanics.
No. Did we talk about this in the last
No,
episode?
I don't know if we have, but
We
guys
might
wanna
have.
talk
that's
We
one of
might
the
have. I
funniest
bring it
moments
up.
of my life.
Do you guys want
I bring it up all the time.
Using quantum.
do you guys want to talk about like how all that should happen, or is it, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Well, let's tell the audience what it was,
okay, so
and then tell us how it happened.
okay, so I was in a commercial. I went to Towson University, and I earned a degree in physics, and I was in a commercial for Towson to get people to go to Towson.
They put you in a field though.
In the field, yeah, that ended up happening. So I did a lot of undergraduate research, and most of it was in nanotechnology. Yeah,
Jesus.
so you guys are learning a lot. So I walk into my research advisor's office and with my partner, because we were partnering on our research, and he said, "Hey, are you guys interested in being in a commercial?" My partner just kept walking.
Wow.
And I was
He's a
like,
genius.
yeah. No, he literally was too. Like he was that type.
Yeah.
That's what you get when you go there. And so of course I stuck around. I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll see what it's all about. He gave me a little piece of paper. He was like, go to this room at this time and talk to them about it. I'm like, all right. I'm thinking it's a low budget thing.
Right.
Towson students will be shooting the stuff.
Some sock puppets.
Didn't know what to expect. Thought it was just nothing, right?
Right.
What do I know?
Right.
I go to the place, and he was like, just talk about some nanotechnology stuff. I'm like, all right. I walk over there at the place and the time. There's a whole bunch of people in the hallway. There's a table with a whole bunch of forms, and there's a lady telling people what to do. I'm like, yeah, I'm here for the commercial. She was like, fill out this paperwork. You can sit over there. Give me the paperwork when you're done, and we'll call you. I'm like, all right.
And you're one of how many people?
I mean, there's probably maybe 8 people in the hallway.
Okay.
I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
Fill out the paperwork, and the paperwork is like all your information, like your age and your height and your weight and what size clothes you wear and stuff. I'm
Okay.
like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Your religious views.
I gave him the paper, and this is like in between classes.
Yeah.
I didn't practice. I didn't do anything. I'm like, all right, I'll make something up.
Okay. Holy shit. I'm sorry. What you ended up saying was not a script?
It wasn't a script, but
Wow.
that was
Getting
what
better.
I was doing. I really was doing that at the time. So they call my name. They're like, just go into this room. I'm like, all right. I walk into the room, and it's a huge L table with 10 people sitting around and a camera on a tripod, a big major camera, not like a camcorder,
Right.
and an X on the ground.
Okay.
And I was like, holy shit, this is an audition.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I walked in, the director was there, there's producers there. It was like a full-fledged production.
Right.
I walk in, and the guy says, all right, so what do you do? And I was like, I use nanotechnology to make computers more powerful. And then he said it in like a different way to have me say it in
Get some fire out of
different
you.
inflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, so what do you do? So what do you do?
Right,
so what
right.
what do you do?
Right.
And you're supposed to answer appropriately. It's weird. It was weird. And I was like,
amazing.
and I'm like, I'm guessing he's doing this because he wants me to say it differently. So I'll
Right.
just play along. And I
use
just kept doing it.
nanotechnology to make computers
I kept doing it,
faster?
and that's what I was doing,
Right.
stuff like that. So I was like, all right. And I was like, I don't, whatever.
Right.
I don't know anything about this. Whatever.
Yeah.
So then I get an email saying, hey, we want you to
Yeah. They liked what they saw.
come.
Liked
No. So they were like, we want you to come to location.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, that's cool. I think it was like February or
Right.
something, right? So it was at, I can't even remember the place. It's like a restaurant up in Baltimore County. Like,
Wasn't it
was
outdoors?
it was outdoors. So it was at this restaurant. I can't remember what it's called, like Family something. It's in Hereford. If you Google it, you'll find it. People love it. I hear people talk about it, whatever.
Okay.
200 people So I don't know how many people they interviewed or
Right.
auditioned. Right. I don't know how many people. 200 people got called to go to the site to read lines
Wow.
on film.
But you were in a room with 8 people. Where else were they just doing this all over Maryland?
It was like a no. They were all faculty and students that were auditioning.
Wow.
So I guess it was throughout all the departments on campus.
Okay.
And there were certain times for certain departments to be there. That's why I had to be there at a certain time on a certain day.
Okay.
So there just happened to be 8 people in the hallway
Right.
for that time slot.
Right.
So I was selected out of 200 people to go to site to read whatever lines they had, and those had time slots. There was a trailer. They did makeup. They did wardrobe. They had to like make up over my birthmark. You know, it was weird. And
How many of you were there for that?
200.
200. Okay.
And we all got paid.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. It might not have been 200. I got paid $200 to show up.
Okay.
There might have been maybe 75.
So in your so your group of 8, there was say like 10 others of those, and then they selected 75 out of that.
Well, none of the people in the hallway I saw there.
Okay,
So
yeah, they didn't make the cut, yo.
I don't know how many people. I don't know how many people auditioned.
Did you ever? Would you have talked shit if you had seen them?
Nah,
Like, y'all ain't got these chops,
Get these
bitch.
nanotechnology motherfuckers.
you know. So I get there and it's freezing.
Yeah.
It's
February in Baltimore.
It snowed a little bit, and like I had to be out in the middle of this field with this Italian sweater that it might have not even been a sweater. It might have been like one of those Jamaican fishnet tank tops.
Right.
The air was just going in and piercing.
Yeah.
They gave me like those warmer packs,
Yeah.
and I had them in my pockets. The first line I do, my mouth was frozen. It was like, and they had to cut, and I had to do it again. So
They're like, we're using thermodynamics to keep your hands warm.
Well, here's what I don't understand about that too. They're like, oh, we have this chemical that we put in a sack that'll keep you warm. Do you just have a winter jacket? Like, no, we didn't think to bring that.
Right. So I had my jacket on the whole entire time except when we had to shoot. I'd take it off.
Okay.
And
okay.
then walk up. But it was so cold it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I was like, you still don't know if you're going to be in the commercial or not. So, I mean, I don't know how many people. I say 75. There could have been more or less, but there was a lot of people. Yeah. Like, a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I happened to be one of the people that they selected for the commercial.
That's amazing.
And they didn't tell me what markets it was going to be airing in and when. So, like, this happened 1 year, and then a year later...
They kept playing it.
They kept playing
what was it called? House and
Thinking Outside.
Okay.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Yeah, come on, dog.
Well, we're definitely getting.
Oh, I want to hear this.
Your phone's not dead anymore.
No, I brought it back.
All right. Well,
good pull.
So
good pull.
Yeah. So the crazy part is that
thinking out loud or thinking outside.
Thinking outside.
Okay.
So the crazy thing is that I know. So the crazy thing is that a year later, when I just happened to get like a phone call from a friend, like, "Hey, I think I might have seen you on TV."
You didn't know that you had made it into the commercial?
I did know that I made it, but I didn't know. I thought they were just going to play it like around Baltimore.
Yeah.
So like they played it in Montgomery County. They played it in Virginia.
Yeah,
like
national.
people were calling me up and they were like, "I saw you in the Wizards game 4 times last night." Like I'm like, I don't. That was so long. Yeah, that was me. I did.
Oh, that's what it was too. That was around the time when everyone was watching the Wizards, and they were playing it during every game.
Right. So yeah, people were hitting me up constantly about it.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Well, it's one of those things too. I remember the first time I saw it, I was dying laughing, and I was like, "There's nothing actually funny about this." Like if I didn't know you, I'd be like, "That guy was pretty smooth." But just the fact that it was you, I was like, "This is fucking hysterical." It's like when a bunch of us came to your crib last summer, and we were watching. One of your friends was an extra in an episode of
House of Cards.
House of Cards, right? During the debate.
Yeah.
But it shows him. Was he like?
Shout out to Dave Martinez.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dave.
Was he?
Oh, nice.
But like somebody else, he was like, look at this person in the crowd, and they were like asleep, or somebody was like looking at their phone.
Right.
Yeah. Extra work's got to be tough, man.
Right.
Would you? So what happened?
Technology to make computers more powerful.
Give it to me one more time. By the way, that's going on the soundboard. How is that not on the soundboard?
I'm using nanotechnology to make computers more powerful.
Fighting pollution with
Shit is amazing.
And you're like in a field with the sun shining behind
Yeah,
you.
the field and the clouds.
It's
it was actually a
it's
very
nice.
beautiful day
Yeah.
minus the temperature.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy we found this.
Did you ever think about doing voiceover work or
Absolutely.
Hollywood acting or anything?
No, not. A friend of mine was like, "Yo, you should get your SAG card."
Yeah, seriously.
And I'm like, nah. But I actually have been thinking about doing voiceover
Yeah.
stuff because it's like it's easy money, but it's a hard thing to break into.
I've tried repeatedly to break into
Right.
it. It's very competitive.
Right,
Really?
Right.
Oh my
Very
God.
Super.
Yeah. Because it's like you said, like it's such an easy way to make supplemental income.
Right.
If you imagine how dope it'd be if you're like, all right, I'll do these 3 commercials, I'll knock that out. You've got your recording set up at home.
Right.
Well, so
Cam catches the reference.
demand for that is pretty
Can't
high.
yada 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 with that.
Right. Yeah, I do believe I've like emailed. I actually got an email today. They're like, "Did you submit your request for the evaluation demo tape?" I'm like, "All right, like now I'm just getting ripped off if I pursue this anymore."
Right.
But who knows?
It does seem so money like the dream
Yeah.
job. Like, hey, can you show up and read this paper?
Right.
Yeah. I
Do
can
you love
it.
your cat?
I could do
You don't
it.
even show up if you have a studio in your house.
Right.
That's true.
Right. Yeah. Like Open Mike Eagle has a line. He's like, I go into my VO box at home. I'm like, this dude's doing fucking voiceover work at home because he's probably got like a demo set up.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's still trying to fix his condenser mic preamp.
Yeah. Very true. We got to get him on here.
You know what? You need that C clamp.
He needs a C clamp.
C clamp.
All right.
Under the heat lamp.
Under the heat lamp. Cam, you got some music for us?
I do.
Let's hear
I
some
do.
shit.
So the cool thing about Mystery Sound is that we share music a lot, and we're starting to work on collaboration.
Just
Sorry,
made a word up.
Collaborations
I
of
did.
different
Protecting
styles.
the state's water supply.
I'm using nanotechnology to make computers more powerful.
Fighting pollution.
I'm using
My bad.
nanotechnology.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So one thing that I really enjoy about DJ Superstar, he's in the crew, is that he'll casually send us a group email saying, I imagine his voice sounding like this in the email. It's like, oh, here's a joint I made like a year ago, and that's it. And I just imagine him saying it very nonchalant.
Like, check this out. It's my throwaway
this
shit
is,
right
This
here.
is something I made a year ago. When
Now, is this
I was gonna delete it, but no.
just send it
But
to you
Is
guys.
this unreleased?
it's unreleased. It's gonna be definitely on the compilation volume 2,
Okay.
and
What's it called?
it's called "Where Deserted Eagles Fly."
Okay.
Hold on, we're getting the feedback thing again.
Well, do we want to go out on this?
Woo.
Let's go out on this.
Woo.
Let's go out. It's 11:15.
All right, that's fine.
You guys are keeping me up.
We're
past
keeping
my
Chuck up late.
Should I play it?
Yeah, play.
Well, yeah, definitely play it. This is what we'll go out on. Cam, thank you for joining us. Episode 111.
Thank you, sir.
iTunes and SoundCloud.
Thank you,
been
Steve. Chuck, it's always a pleasure, my man. And thanks for
Always a
having me. I
pleasure,
always
man.
love coming by.
Yo, next time I'm in Baltimore, we're going to Pauly G's.
Definitely. Please.
It's open.
It's right near my house.
Hey, everybody out there,
Yo, I'm in.
be sure you subscribe.
Hit pause real quick.
Yeah, we'll give this the love it deserves. Make sure that you check out Chrome Bills on Instagram. Make sure you're checking out Mystery Sound Recordings on Instagram. We'll have the YouTube up and running.
Word.
Can you guys hear that?
Yes,
You can hear it?
Yeah.
it's pronounced.
I don't
And if
hear
we
it.
whisper, it won't follow us.
So you don't hear anything, right, Chuck? Nothing
Nope.
weird. Everything sounds kosher.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
cool. All right, that's
All
fine.
right.
All right.
Adios, Chrome Billionaires.
1, 2, 3, 4. Take it back.
it's always been that way. La 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 la. Take a look outside. Someone's killed again. The city